Welcome to another episode of Marvel Heroic Roleplaying.
I sound like Macho Man.
Yeah, you do.
I was trying to go for Wilson Fisk.
You're in the danger zone, brother. Yeah.
Just call everyone brother.
All right there, brother. You're gonna get it. Bone saw's ready.
Just be really uncomfortable and talk about how Hell's Kitchen is your home.
Yeah, just play with my handcuffs. Not my handcuffs, my cufflinks. All right, well, welcome to issue number 4 of Council of 4. Today we are joined by Phil playing Doctor Strange, Chris playing Black Panther, Greg playing Havok, or Havok playing Greg, and Cassie playing Scarlet Witch. Kari is going to be late, but when she arrives, will be playing Captain Marvel. So, last time we played, Craig was not here, so Havok was unconscious. It proved, or I guess the emotional fatigue from the argument and everything from the end of Act 1 was complicated by whatever happened whenever the tower vibrated and sent you someplace strange, and he fell unconscious. So, he has no idea what happened last game, so we are going to start with him. Havok. You wake up. Go ahead, Craig.
As I wake up, what do I see around me?
You are in a... trying to think of a good word. Antiquated log cabin. You see a lot of furs, a lot of wooden furniture. There's a metal stove over in the corner. Corn husks are laying on the table. A lot of things. You are laying on a rustic bed, shall we say, and the woolen blanket that is covering you is not the least itchy thing you've ever had touch your skin. Go ahead.
I was going to say, did I suddenly wake up and Craven the Hunter's home?
Mutant, I see you are alive.
Do I see anybody else in the cabin?
As you wake up and kind of push the blanket off of you and kind of get up and look around, a woman comes out of the other end of the house. She walks in and sees you. It starts for a second. She's wearing a very long dress, very plain colors. Her hair is braided. She's carrying a little wooden tray with bowls and things. But she walks out from this other room, sees you, and screams. Or not really screams, but gives a start.
Do I have clothes on?
You do have clothes on. You have your Havok outfit on.
Okay.
Where's this dude at? I need to remember this guy's name. But she sees you and she says, "Ananias, he has awoken." And then out of another part of the house comes this man, very kindly looking, also wearing plain clothes and a beard.
Who are you people? Where am I?
Stranger, please, the man speaks. Sister Wander and Master Strange brought you here. Do you remember anything about what happened before they brought you here?
I remember fighting with Thor, and then a bright light overtook me. Did he strike me and send me here?
I cannot speak for how you came here, only that maybe around the noontime this afternoon, the noontime, all I know is that Sister Wanda and Master Strange brought you here, and I must say you were wearing, and still are wearing, along with your other friends, garb that is not usually seen here in Roanoke.
Roanoke. Why? Oh, I should have paid attention in Xavier's classes more.
Do you mean Master Javier?
He's Spanish?
Well, yes, he is, I'm afraid. But we don't hold it against him.
What year is it? Where?
Well, it is the year 1606. I think that's what I said last time.
1602.
Well, it's a few years past 1602. Oh, no, it's 1605. Sorry. It is the year of our Lord, 1605.
Oh, Apocalypse, where have you sent me now?
Apocalypse. I'm afraid I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Something that occurred to me in another life.
Okay.
Oh, where are the others? Where are the others in strange clothing?
Ah, your companions. I believe Master Strange went to Master Javier's college, and Sister Wanda and her flaxen-headed friend went to the docks to help Master Grimm, Master Parkaw, to help with the damage down there. And I do believe there was a man clothed in all black along with you, but I have no idea where he went.
Oh, can you please point me to where the docks are? Maybe Wanda and the other know more of what's going on.
Yes, of course. Why don't you come outside with me? He helps you to your feet, even if you might not need it. And then he shows
I
you
need
the door. He shows you to the door, opens it up. You walk outside. You're in a rural cottage not a cottage, but a very rural city in the year 1605. A lot of chimney stacks, a lot of old buildings, people walking around in pilgrim clothes, lots of belt buckles.
Yeah, some 1600s.
And Governor Ananias walks you, and then as he's pointing down to the docks, you can see, bless you, you can see a palisade stretched across the bay, and kind of further out into the bay, maybe a mile or so, you see some ships, and you can barely make out some red, white, and blue flag flying from their mast. But as he's pointing you down there, you hear screams from behind you, and both you and Governor Ananias turn, and you see men dressed in red clothes with muskets marching into town. Smash cut. Who wants it more, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel, or Doctor Strange?
I was done talking to Javier, so
Okay.
You can go first.
We'll send it down to the docks. Okay. So down at the docks, you've just finished putting out the fire. Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel land on the ground just as Black Panther walks up from wherever he's been. And the Spider and Ben Grimm, or Benjamin Grimm, join you there, and the man that had been speeding around on the ground as a blue blur also runs up to you. Ben Grimm says, "Ah, thank you, fair lasses." Claps his hands together, makes a grating noise. Thank you, fair lasses, for putting out that fire.
Yes, whatever we can do to help.
I suppose, the Spider begins, I suppose I could have used my webs on this, but I do not believe putting out a fire is a spider's foremost job.
Yeah, might have gotten burnt up a bit. Didn't want to burn your ascot.
I most certainly did not. The speedster, who looks a lot like your brother, is going to stare at Scarlet Witch. He's going to say, "Who are you?"
I came down here to talk to you, actually. Would you mind going for a walk with me?
Certainly. So you go walk.
So I know this must seem very strange and really confusing for you.
Yes, you have the appearance of my sister, but you most certainly are not.
Well, then I have interesting news to tell you. My friends and I were sent here. We don't know how, or why, or really what happened. We were in a battle, and there was a flash of white light, and we woke up here, in the woods, and then were found and brought to Roanoke. We don't exactly know what's going on. We have no idea. Where we're from, it is not 1602 or 05 or whatever it is here. It's much, much, much further in the future. And you're there, but with less buckles. And I don't really know what to do, to be perfectly honest. I figured if there's anyone I could trust and I could tell, it would be you. Other than that, no one else knows who we are or when we're from. I figured if there's anyone that I could tell that I know wouldn't immediately think, I almost said immediately think I was a witch, immediately think that that we were evil, it would be you if you're still my brother who I know you to be. We could really use your help.
Though I find your story of the future, whatever that may be, I find it perplexing. You do have the face of my sister, and if in this future you are like my sister here, then I know I may trust you as well.
Good. I haven't met me. It's so weird to say. I haven't met me. I don't know what I'm doing. What do I do?
We were once, me the messenger and she a servant, for the Grand Inquisitor. It was our jobs to find witch breed, and either have them burned at the stake or recruit them to our cause, which was clandestine at best. But whenever Queen Elizabeth passed and King James took her spot as the sovereign of England, he despised all witch breeds. And when the Grand Inquisitor himself was ousted as a witch breed, and we along with him, thanks to that no-good toad of a servant, we found ourselves having to flee to the New World along with our former enemies, Javier's gentlefolk, his witch breed.
So, we killed Witchbreed? That was our job?
When the Grand Inquisitor deemed it prudent.
What was the...
Say that again, Cassie. I couldn't understand you.
Breaking up.
I said, what cause are you talking about? Cause?
What was the cause of it?
Yes. No, what cause? You said recruiting them to our cause.
The Grand Inquisitor had a dream of building a witch-breed army to take over England and then the world.
Fantastic. Okay. But that's not a thing anymore? There's no more Grand Inquisitor?
Oh, he is somewhere. After everything that transpired when we came to the New World, he left my sister and I in the care of Javier and his college here. And then he left, and we haven't seen him since.
But he's here in the New World, right?
Well, I wouldn't know where else he would go.
So what is the opinion? People know we're witch breed. The witch breed? That's really archaic sounding, by the way. But people know that we are witch breed now, right? Obviously, you've been running around like a crazy person down here.
I assure you I am quite sane, but people know we are witch breed.
Okay. Have I done anything weird? Like, really, really weird?
Do you mean you yourself, whom I've just met, or the you that is supposedly my sister?
The me that has buckles?
No.
No.
She has taken up with the angelic one in the college, but she won't listen to me.
Oh, no. Okay, so I guess there probably won't be much, there won't be much time that I'll be able to continue avoiding me. So what's going on here now?
We are at war with the England army.
Why?
We are not quite sure. But half of us have a mind to storm across the bay and take the ships for ourselves. Except, were we to build a ship to go out to them, we would surely be sunk by their cannons, and, well, it is said that the king's main man is here. You know, you don't know whom I speak. His name is Sir Brian Braddock. Whenever I was a messenger, I heard talk of him fighting armies entirely by himself with his sword alone. But they call him Captain England. And supposedly he is here and he is leading the forces against us.
Captain England. What stupid.
I don't make the names, I just hear them.
Okay. Oh gosh, this is a mess. So, we no longer killing witch breeds. Have we done away with that badness?
No. We are now attempting to live a reconciled life with both witchbreed and humans, though I am beginning to doubt such a life exists, and even though Master Javier and I have our differences over our stance in this war, he is a good man. And you stood, well, my sister stayed with him, but I decided that I would fight, and here I am.
So, where do we go from here? Help fighting in this war? Is this war a worthy war? Is this a lost cause?
I don't fight for lost causes.
At least part of you is like my brother. Well, I would hope that you would keep this information to yourself for the time being. I need to talk to my comrades and see what our best option is.
Very well. I'm not much for talking, more for doing, but if you would like to do that, very well.
I need to talk to Vincent. Okay. Alright, let's go back to the others.
So while Scarlet Witch and not Quicksilver have been talking, Black Panther, Spider-Man, or rather the Spider, is kind of looking you over, and he might tug on your cape a little, and he says, so I see you wear a cape.
Yes.
Hmm.
Helps out on occasion.
Well,
And
maybe...
the spider?
Yes, I am the amazing Spider.
Oh.
Close.
Okay.
Rough.
Are you from Britain?
Well, yes, I was once a page boy for Commander Nicholas Fury of the Queen, in service of the Queen, but whenever he was ousted as a traitor to the crown, I was also ousted, and here I find myself in the New World, bitten by a magical spider, and able to hang upside down from my fingertips. It is a charmed life that I lead.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Big Brim is pushing up the side of a building behind you. Says, "You're not the only one who's charmed." So the spider pulls on your cape again. He says, "So, a cape. Perhaps I should get one. I believe it would add to my facade."
Cape doesn't really seem your style.
Well,
No?
I don't see why you
Maybe.
do it and I cannot, but that is your prerogative, I suppose. And while you are talking, Scarlet Witch and Pietros join you. And just as she is about to start talking to the lot of you, you hear some marching. You turn, and you see a group of people in red coats with muskets marching towards you.
Okay.
And cut. We'll go to the Javier's College for the Sons of Gentlefolk. And Phil,
Yes.
you just finished talking to Carlos. You've convinced him to leave his place on high to come and fight with the colonists.
Yes, I did.
And
Carlos Javier.
yes, Carlos Javier, the Spaniard.
That's funny to me.
And just as you are finishing your conversation, finishing convincing him, the doors push open, and Scotius walks in, and behind him is the angel and a man who seems very cold, and then Wanda is behind them. And Scotius says, "There are soldiers marching by the college. Shall we let them pass through, or shall we fight them?" Carlos says, "The time for inaction has passed. It is time for the witch breed to join our brothers and sisters in this fight. So, my witch breed, attack." Then the guy who seems really cold goes, "Verily!" And they charge out the front door.
And I'll be right behind him.
All right. As you are hovering behind them, I guess the man made of ice makes a ice sled and goes up over the side of the wall. The sister Wanda lifts off her feet, glides into the air, and the angel grabs Scotius by the shoulders and lifts him up. And Scotius takes off his visor and lets out this red optic blast and just blasts all these soldiers away. And as they're fighting, Scotius looks up to you and says, "Master Strange, there are more soldiers in the city. We will take care of this group. Go defend the others."
Yes, I'll join with my friends, and we'll combat these together. Make your way into the city as soon as you're done dealing with these fools.
Very well. So, effectively, since you convinced Carlos to join the fight, him and his witch breed have effectively removed this mob of soldiers. Now, there are two more mobs of soldiers, one in the middle of town, right next to Havok, and one at the docks, where Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther are. So we are now entering a action scene, and Doctor Strange, since you were the first, go ahead and, well, I'll give you a turn before I just cut you off. Go ahead and what are you going to do with your turn?
I'm going to head towards the middle of town, towards the mob in the central area.
Okay. You will get there next turn.
All right.
All right. And who do you kick it to?
I'll kick it to Havok, who's already there.
Okay. Havok.
You said Mayor Ananias is next to me?
Yeah. Governor Ananias is right next to you. There's a lot of people, and now that they see the redcoats marching into town, there's a bit of panic.
Ananias, do these people wish us harm?
I would believe so. Those are King James's men. Oh, Pardon me, but they are the enemies of our colony.
I see. With that, I'm going to attempt to blind them.
Okay.
So it's going to be a D6 for solo. I'm going to go with the reluctant hero negatively, because I still don't fully know what's going on. I'm just going by what he's saying.
Okay.
Using the plasma blast and combat expert, and I get D6s for how many of them are there in this group?
4.
4. So it's 4 extra D6. I have one opportunity. One opportunity.
Okay.
And then you need the rest of my...
Yeah, go ahead and give me the rest.
I got a result of 12 with 4d6 for being the effect die. A d6 for each of them.
A D6 for each?
Yeah.
Okay. I think... I'm not sure how it would work if you're inflicting a complication on all of them.
I mean, I could just blast them all if you'd rather, but
No.
I was trying to just blind them because I don't want to alter history either.
Yeah. Okay. We'll roll with it. You can be inflicting a complication on each little group of them. So, they're going to try to defend themselves. Got an 11. 11, D8, D6, D6, and a D4. So they failed. And you do inflict a blind D6 complication on them. See, now this is where it gets tricky. I'm going to say instead of you inflicting a complication on each affiliation die, it will just be a D6 blinded die, and they will, whoever's rolling against them will get to use that against them.
Okay. And that'll be... Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That
So,
sounds about right.
So take those extra D6s away. They rolled 11 and D8 against your 12 and D6. So effectively...
It's a D4.
Yeah, it's a D4, but I think the complication can't step below a D4. So you just inflict a D6 blinded complication on them. Because you still succeeded, but they rolled higher, but it still shouldn't negate that you succeeded.
I take your word for it. You know the rules better than I do.
I try. And I will not activate that opportunity to add a die to the Doom pool just yet. But just so y'all can know, because there's a little not clear on my screen at least, the Doom pool is at 3d6. So, Havok, you shot a plasma blast into the air, kind of stunned some of them. Who do you want to kick it to?
Oh. I'm going to shout, everyone clear out, and I'm going to kick it to this group of soldiers.
Okay. They will, after you blind them, they'll, then their sergeant will yell at them to make a line, and they drop to their knees, level their muskets, and they will fire. Let's see.
Oh, by the way, I add a plot point for that because I use my distinction negatively.
You got you got another plot point last time.
Yeah, whenever it was my turn, because I use my distinction negatively.
Yeah. So they will use their rifle, use their aim, fire, reload, and they will also use a focus SFX, so they can step up 2 D6s to be a D8. So let's see what they roll. I have 1 opportunity, and I rolled a... Oh, let's do this instead. I have an 11. Yeah, 11 and a D8 effect with 1 opportunity.
I don't see how I can turn this opportunity to my advantage.
You could just spend a plot point and describe some way that they mess up or slip up, and you could add a D6 to your roll.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that the opportunity was a misfire, a flash in the pan of some of the rifles.
Okay.
Going towards my original complication.
Okay.
I'm still using a D6 for solo, adding a D6 for the opportunity, flash in the pan, a D6 because they are blinded, and a D8 for combat expert. And it's an 11 and 8, correct?
Yes.
I did not roll an opportunity.
Okay.
But I also rolled an 11 with an effect of D6.
Okay. So ties always go to the heroes. So you succeed in dodging their attack. So you probably, they stutter step and then misfire, and you and Governor Ananias both roll out of the way, and their volley of musket fire bounces off the cottage behind you. So they missed. Darn antiquated weaponry. And they will pass it to Black Panther.
Okay. So we're still at the beach. There's one group at the beach and one in the center of town.
Mm-hmm. And you can now hear the gunfire from the center of town and from the other side of town.
Okay.
Oh, and also, don't forget that last time we played, while you were walking around, you spent a plot point to give yourself like a tactical advantage.
From the surrounding area?
Yeah, you basically, I can't remember what it was or what we named it. I should have written it down somewhere. But basically, you walked around and you looked at all their weak points and strong points and stuff, and you basically made a tactical defense strategy while you were walking around.
Okay.
I think it was a D8 battle plan resource that you can use at any time. I'll go ahead and put it down.
Would it be Combat Master?
Okay.
Yes, that's a D10. Um. hmm. Okay. I think I'll use my knowledge to take higher ground, and I have my weapons, right?
Yeah. But
Okay.
any of your cybernetic weapons are somehow turned off.
Okay, so but like a standard gun works,
Yeah.
obviously. Okay. Um, I'm gonna let everybody know that I'm gonna take higher ground, turn and tell them, and then go start taking shots from, a vantage point that I found along my little random wander.
Okay.
Maybe one that where I could see the center of town and the beach.
Okay.
Is that gonna take a turn to get to?
No. Well, no.
Maybe.
We say it. We'll
Yeah.
say
Okay. I'll start taking shots then.
Okay.
Because I figure they're already shooting, so.
Yeah, they're marching towards you with the intent to shoot.
Cool.
And while you get your dice pool ready, let's welcome Kari to the game. Hi, Kari.
Hi, Gary.
Oh, there she is. Can you hear us, Kari?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, Jeremy.
Well, hello, cat. All right. Well, she's getting set up. Let's keep going with Black Panther.
So I choose two and then have a D pool. Okay, it's 16 with a D10.
Okay. And you don't have a area attack SFX, do you?
I have immunity, which is against stress, trauma, and complication. Panther champion. Take action, including blessing of the Panther power. It just reduces stress.
Okay. Okay, so I guess you don't have it.
Unleashed, which is step up or double any blessing. No.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, so a 16 and D10. Let me get their dice pool. 4d6. They are trained for war, and they have folded iron armor. Now I'll use their focus ability to step up that 2d8 to a d10. Okay, let's go ahead and roll that.
Jamming.
They have a 15 and a d6. So, you still succeed. I guess you just leap up to the top of a building, start taking shots at them.
Okay.
You use your battle plan resource.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and type that affiliation die there. So,
Could I declare them as a threat to Wakanda?
how would they be a threat to Wakanda?
I guess not really. Possible future threat. They're probably racist.
Yeah, they probably are.
Actually, not that much restrict.
You sound like a demon.
You do. I don't know what's up with that mic. Okay. Well, you got up there, started taking shots at him, and you had some very well-placed shots and took quite a few of them out. There's only 3d6 left.
Cool.
And who do you want to kick it to now? You have Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, and the other platoon, or the platoon that you just shot at.
I'll kick it to Captain Marvel.
Okay. Kari, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Alright, well, just to update you on what has happened so far, not a lot. You just started playing, some people were talking, and while you were talking, English soldiers walked out of the forest and moved to attack you. Black Panther jumped to the top of a building, shot a few of them, and now it's your turn.
Where am I at in relation to the people attacking us?
You're right in the middle. Well, they're a distance away from you, but you're right in the middle of your group.
Let's see. Can I fly directly at the most obviously powerful enemy on the field?
I suppose the most obviously powerful enemy would be the only enemy, so you could.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to knock him out, I guess, or whatever.
Okay. So that gets you another experience. Go ahead and roll your dice pool.
Does this count as a team since we're all there together?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll use my Homeland Security hero
Okay.
and subsonic flight.
Okay.
Can I also use superhuman strength? Can I do that?
Do what? Use your
Superhuman
flight?
strength as well.
You could do multi-power, so you could use 2 different powers and then step them down by 1. So
Okay.
your subsonic flight would be a D6, and your superhuman strength would be a D8.
Would be a D8.
Yeah.
Okay. And then combat expert.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna roll.
Roll it up.
A 10 with an effect die of a D10.
A 10 with an effect die of a D10.
Yeah.
Okay. Their reaction. There's only 3d6 left of them. They are trained for war still. And they have their folded armor. I'm going to go ahead and use our focus, replace our 2d6 with a d8, if I can find one. Nope, there we go. Alright. One opportunity. They rolled a 5 and a d6. Activate that opportunity.
I don't have anything that I can do that with.
Yeah, you. Oh yeah, you don't have a plot point.
No.
Okay. Well, you succeeded by 5 or more, and that steps up your D10 to a D12. So you effectively just rush in and wallop a good chunk of them. And a lot of them flying. And you get yourself an experience point in the process. Alright, Cat, who do you want to kick it to?
Who's left?
Oh, Scarlet Witch and the people you just wrecked.
Let's kick it to Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
No.
I don't think you'll get a microphone.
Oh yeah, she might not be back yet. For those of you who can't see the chat and are viewing at home, Cassie is having headphone difficulties and has stepped out to go find a headphone. So she'll be right back.
Just kick it to the soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, kick it to the soldiers. After being just throttled by Captain Marvel and getting shot at by Black Panther from above, what's remaining of them are going to take a knee and shoot at both Captain Marvel and Black Panther. So, they have a 2d6. They're going to use their distinction disciplined at a d4 because they just got whooped and their discipline didn't really train them for this. They will use their rifle, and let's do that focus again to step up to a d8. A very tiny doom pool. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't know. We'll see. So they have a 9, a d4, and a d4 against you.
Okay.
But since they use their distinction negatively, I get to step up, or I get to add, rather. You know what? I'm actually going to step up. So now the doom pool is at a d8 and 2 d6. And Captain Marvel or Black Panther, whoever wants to make that reaction roll first. That's a 9 and a d4.
Captain Marvel's measuring cheese, so he can go first.
So go ahead, Black Panther.
Okay. And that'd be that. $14 and a D10.
A 10 and a d10?
14.
Oh, even better. Okay, so they just completely miss. And Captain Marvel, what about you?
Let me get my dice pulled together here. What would be best to use in defense?
Really, the only thing you could use would be I believe your durability, because you cannot use flight powers or movement powers of any kind in your reaction rolls.
Okay. Okay.
Beast flying the X-Jet smile.
14 with a D10 effect die.
Alright, the exact
got the
same
same thing.
as Black Panther. So
Yeah.
they also miss you. They fire and their shots just bounce off your muscles, even from point blank range. And then they will kick it to Scarlet Witch. You're very quiet.
Very, very quiet. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, but you sound like a robot. All right, welcome back. We had a few technical difficulties, but we got them all sorted out. And now we're back to playing. So, we ended Scarlet Witch. It was your turn. Captain Marvel had just flown in, wrecked a bunch of them, and then they had shot at Black Panther and Captain Marvel and missed completely. And your turn.
How is everybody fighting against them?
Black Panther has a gun, and Captain Marvel's using her fists.
Okay. I was mainly talking lethal force or not.
Yeah.
Obviously, Black Panther doesn't care because he has a gun.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Okay. Does Hexbolt work for an area attack? Or if I do area attack, it's just kind of a general area attack?
No, you could use Hexbolt as an area attack.
Okay. Alright, well then I'm gonna do that. Working in a team. And it says, how many opponents are there?
There are 2. Well, there's more than 2, but they are represented by 2 dice.
Okay, well it says for every additional target, add a d6 to your pool.
Yeah, so you're targeting their
So
die, so you'll add 2 d6.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. Would that be Psych or Mystic Expert? Or either? Or would it just be Combat? It would be Combat, obviously.
Yeah, combat.
Okay. Alright. I have an opportunity. And I'll go with a 13 and a d10.
Okay, 13 and d10. Mm-hmm. You get an extra effect die.
Yeah.
So what would that be?
No, temperature okay?
Oh yeah,
okay?
temperature's
Rooms
fine.
can get kind of stuffy.
Oh no, it's fine.
Another one's falling out.
Yeah. It was cold when I got here, so I adjusted it.
No, we've been having a problem.
Yeah.
That's scary. Okay. Sorry about that.
No, man, you're good. Thanks.
I wanted it closed.
It's freezing in here. Golly, I'm already cold. He just opened it. I'm about to put it back.
Your room.
It is.
You're there by yourself.
I am all by myself.
Why you're lonesome?
All by myself.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks.
Okay, so
What was I doing? Oh, yeah. What's
adding
your
an
second
extra effect die.
Mhm.
What does that mean or do?
So your first effect die is D10. So
Right.
Just take one more dice and make it your second effect die.
So I can do any dice, it doesn't matter, or one that was also in my pool.
One that was in your pool.
Okay, well then I'll do a d8.
Okay. So you have a 13 and a D8.
And a 13 and a d10.
Oh yeah. 13, D10, and a D8.
Yeah.
Okay. Their reaction, they're going to use their disciplined negatively once again because they are not trained for this.
Mm.
They're going to use their folded armor and roll it. Hey, one opportunity. I have an 11 and a D4 and a D4. And
Some powerful stuff.
Where is it? And since they use one of their distinctions negatively, I will step up the Doom pool to 2d8 and 1d6. Do you want to activate that opportunity, Cassie?
No.
Okay. So, let's see. D10 and D8. So you step up and just blast them with a hex bolt, and they gone. They dead. Not dead, but very incapacitated. Okay? And that was the end of your turn. So before you pass it to the next person, let's have a quick cutscene. So, after you blast them with an energy blast, suddenly the ground starts to shake. Another earthquake is shaking the town. A few buildings fall over. They're screaming from further inland. And then you hear cannon fire. You turn and you see a volley of cannon fire hit the docks, shatter some buildings. They miss you, but it's definitely not helping the situation. And then further in town, Havok and Doctor Strange, as you're getting closer to the middle of town, you see an even bigger group of English soldiers come marching into town. And at their lead is a man dressed in armor. The British flag is emblazoned on his chest.
No.
A great sword in his hand, and on his face is kind of a lion mask. But he steps into town. He stretches out his sword towards you, Havok, and says, "Which breed? You have plotted to assail my king, King James, the chosen by God, King of Scotland and of England. And for your treachery, you will die here today." And what happens is 3 people join the fray. Captain England, the ships in the bay, and this new, bigger invasion force. And as the invasion force joins, that platoon that you were fighting, Craig, will join with them. So they will add their 4d6 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6d6 to make a total of 10d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, I have a question. Do they still have the D6 blinded complication?
They will
They're
not.
hoarding.
They will not. As they merge in, it becomes insignificant.
Okay.
Do those of us at the dock here see any of that?
You see
You said
the...
we felt like the earthquake and we saw cannon, but that was it?
Yeah, you just saw the cannon fire. You know there's fighting further inland because you heard the shouts and the gunfire and stuff like that.
Okay.
But Captain England, the invasion force, and the English blockade have joined the fight.
Okay.
Oh, Scarlet. Who do you want to kick it to?
Let's go to Steven.
Okay. Doc Strange.
I am going to be joining the fight at the middle of town with Captain Britain and the invasion force, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll just kind of float in on top of one of the nearby houses and say, well, I'll see Captain Britain there. I'll speak directly to him. And I'll say, "Turn back, invaders. Go back to your homes and leave this continent alone, or face the wrath of a united Roanoke and the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange."
Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I want to use some magic.
No, you can't.
I cast Magic Missile at the darkness.
Yes,
I actually have something really, really good in mind. If I me see. Let's see what I can do.
Are you looking at your spell book?
Yeah, I've got my dice pool. I'm trying to.
He's just on top of a building, leaping through a book right now.
Oh.
Hold
I-
thine horses, folks.
If I.
Which to smite thee.
Let me see.
I'm gonna go get food real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So. I'll make what I'm going to do an area attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to add another d6. No opportunity.
Okay.
Okay, and then I just add another. I choose another one for my effect die, right?
You'll have 2 effect. Who are you targeting?
I'm targeting the unit, the invasion force, and then Captain Britain.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. What are you
All right. I'm going to use my supreme sorcery to get rid of their weapons to cause a complication because that's how you use supreme sorcery.
Okay.
I'm going to cause a complication for each of them, and I will replace their weapons with like other like different like gardening tools and household items that are in the nearby area. Like soldiers will be marching in, and then their muskets will be replaced by like hoes and pitchforks and shovels, and Captain Britain's great sword will be replaced by a mop or a broom.
Okay. So what was it that you rolled?
For the first group, the invasion force,
Mhm.
I have a 19 total with a D10 effect for them,
Okay.
and then the 19 total with a D8 for Captain Britain.
Okay. Craig, I'm looking up that rule that you asked. Craig asked if you need to use, if you want to use 2 special effects, do you have to spend a plot point to use that second SFX? I wonder where that would be. Doompool assets. Stress, trauma, complications. Plot point. Spinning plot point. Actual traits. No. You can. Some SFXs will require you to spend a plot point to use it, such as Wolverine's healing factor. But unless it says spend a plot point to do this, you don't have to use a plot point to activate multiple SFXs. So, let's get to the reactions. Captain England will go first. He'll have a D10. He is in a team. He
Cool.
is lion-hearted. He is not afraid of you.
Just because he's never met me.
So his sword will use the godlike durability. We'll also add his mystic expert. Let's see. No, that probably would be it. Ah, man. He had 1 opportunity, and his is a D12 effect and a D8. Wait, a 12 total, a D8 effect.
Not good enough. So
So
I step up mine to a D10 against him.
Yeah. the D10, what do you want to call this complication?
Swords into plowshares. Complication.
Okay. Swords into plowshares. Oops. Then let me try to wrap that text. There you go. Okay. All right, and then the invasion forces reaction roll. I'm gonna grab a crap ton of d6s. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are for England. And that's really all they can use. 15 die. Okay. 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 I'll use my SFX to step up some of these D6s to D8s. Okay. So their dice pool will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D8s. Let's see if turning those D6s into D8s will hurt or help them.
Hurt.
Oh my god. 4 opportunities.
Thank you, Domino.
Good. So they have a 4 and a D4.
That's not nearly good enough.
Good grief. So they have a D12.
You got a D20 complication.
Yeah, so they don't have any weapons anymore.
They just threw them.
Yeah.
There's a farm field where there used to be like pitchforks and hoes and stuff, and there's just muskets stuck in the ground.
All right, so you did that. Let me see.
I take a bow.
I will actually activate and get rid of the D6 in the Doom Pool. I'll activate Captain England's absorption SFX, and he will take your effect die against him and turn it into an asset.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's the worst.
I would advise against that if I were you.
No, stop, don't.
I'll just use my Supreme Sorcery to turn all assets into complications.
All right, so Doctor Strange, who do you want to kick it to?
Everybody's left. I'm the first person to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they still facing an invasion force at the docks?
No.
Okay. I'll kick it to the invasion force now that they don't have any weapons.
Okay. All right, the invasion force. Captain England, after taking the magical energy into his sword, is going to shout a command to them and say, "You deal with them. Leave the witch to me." And so they will go attack Craig. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, but they have no weapons anymore. So they are just going to run at Craig and try to punch him. Let's see. Let's use our focus to step up some of these d6s. Hopefully I won't roll 6 1s. Okay. I'll leave a few d6s just to be safe. Hey, where you going, Dice?
Stay up here, buddy.
Oh my gosh, you should stay down there, you stupid.
Stupid dice.
Alright, Craig. They rolled a 12 and a d8 against you.
And what are they, just running up and punching me?
Yeah, they're just going to swarm over you.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. They used their distinction negatively, but that only added another opportunity. But because they did, I get to step up the lowest die in the Doom pool. Now it is a d10 and a d8.
Can I use a plasma blast to keep them from hitting me? Just like use it as like a force field?
I
mean, is that plausible? If not, I'll do without.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm solo, but because there's so many of them, I look like I have something to prove. And Combat Master. And what am I trying to beat again?
They have a 12 and a d8.
I am going to use my last plot point.
Okay.
Add a third die to my result, making my result a 13, but a D4 effect.
So it was a... Hold on a second. Alright, what was it?
Using my plot point,
Okay.
I added a third die to my total,
Okay.
giving my total a 13, but I only have a D4 effect die.
Okay. Well, since you beat their total, you effectively resisted their attack. So they all dropped their plowshares and ran at you, swinging their fists, and you heroically shoved Ananias Dare out of the way and tumbled into the fray, missing their fisticuffs. And on the inside, you were thinking, where's Wolverine? So he could see how cool I am right now.
That's probably exactly what I was thinking.
So they fell miserably. Well, not miserably, but they missed. And they will kick it to the ships, the English blockade. So they are going to fire at the shore, and what they're doing is they're not really aiming for anything, they're just adding to the chaos. So they get to add their gunpowder cannon die, which is a D8, to the Doom pool. So the Doom pool steps up to a D10 and 2 D8.
Hi.
And that will be their turn. And they'll kick it to Scarlet Witch.
Well, I guess I would run toward the sound of the gunfire and screaming toward the center of town.
There's no longer gunfire.
Yeah.
No, I guess there's no gunfire anymore.
There's
No,
gunfire
before
in a very distant, empty field.
No, just run toward the the screaming.
Okay.
Do we
Then
have to wait a turn to get there?
yeah, you'll get there next turn.
Okay. I'll kick it to Captain Marvel.
What you gonna do, Cap?
Wasn't Captain America gonna be in this campaign with us?
Yeah,
How weird would that have been?
that would have been weird. But oh, so wonderful.
So there's still people for me to attack.
The soldiers that you were fighting are not around anymore.
Not on this
There's
plane
fighting.
anymore.
There's fighting further in town, and there are the ships that are bombarding the coastline still in the ocean.
Well, I guess, like, they're pretty far out, right?
Yeah, they're about a mile.
So I guess I'll head into town to see where I can help out.
Okay. So you want to fly back into town?
Yeah.
Okay. That will be your move. And who do you want to kick it to? Black Panther, Havok, or Captain England?
Havok.
Okay.
All right. Doctor Strange is on a rooftop near me, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to call out, Doctor Strange, are we to harm these people? How will that affect history? And in the meantime, I am going to blast everybody around me.
To hurt these people? 'Cause I am!
No, I'm not doing it so much to hurt them, but just more to get them away from me and to disperse.
Okay. So are you trying to inflict a complication on them?
Yeah, we're going to call it a complication. Let's see how it works. But in the process, I'm using the special effects of full power blast and area attack.
Okay. I'm trying to think how this would work. Instead of doing an area attack, you could treat it as giving yourself an asset. So you could use your effect die as kind of a D whatever, get away from me asset die that you can use in your next reaction roll. So do you want to do that?
But I wanted to roll 10d6.
Well, you have to attack them. You only get good things if you take physical violence against other people.
That's so lame.
Which is not true, by the way, kids. Don't be violent.
I'm going to maintain the nonviolent until somebody really tells me otherwise.
Okay.
But I am going to step it up with a full power blast. Because I'm trying to invoke Doctor Strange's advice, I'm going to be a D8 for Buddy.
Okay.
It's going to be, I'm going to use Natural Born Leader negatively because I'm actually seeking someone else's advice on how to lead.
Okay.
It's 2d10 for the plasma blast because I'm using just everything, because they're swarming me. I'm getting them off of me. And a d8 for combat expert.
Okay.
So that gives me a plot point. I have 1 opportunity.
Okay. I will give you a plot point, and I will activate that opportunity to add to the Doom Pool.
Are you adding a d6 or stepping up?
I'm going to add a d6. So now it's a d10, 2d8, and a d6.
Well, I am going to use the opportunity, the plot point you just gave me,
Okay.
add a 3rd die to my roll. Or my result. Making my
complex.
result 18 with a d8 for the result.
It was a 18 with a d8.
18 with a d8.
Okay. Well, you're going to be rolling against the Doom Pool to see how effective it is. So d8 and a d6 and d10. So that will be a 13 and a d8. So you are successful, and you give yourself.
And because I succeeded, especially, doesn't that step it up?
Mm-hmm. It does indeed. So it's a d10. Get away from me asset.
It's going to be called Get Back.
Okay. Back. Alright. And that is Havok. So either Black Panther or Captain England.
Let's go with Captain England so we control the turn.
Okay. Captain England leaps up from the ground to the building that Dr. Strange is on. His sword is glowing from the mystical energy that he took into it. And filled with rage, he is going to swing at you. Godlike strength, weapon, and combat. Okay. He has a 20 and a D10 versus you. So you got 1 XP for that last?
I was asking, does it count? Because I've never entered a team or buddy with Doctor Strange before.
It's true. You haven't, to my knowledge, if anyone knows if Havok or Doctor Strange have been on a team before.
I don't think so.
Never.
Sure. 1 experience to you. Phil, your reaction.
Alright, I'm going solo. Arcane Defender. Enhanced durability. But I don't know.
Crap. Hold on a second, Phil. I did not add in his...
Of course you didn't.
Okay. It still doesn't change anything.
Cool.
Keep going.
I'm gonna go Mystic Resistance, whatever.
Mystic Resistance... Oh wait, he's using a magical attack in his sword, so yeah.
Boom. I'm just gonna teleport anyways, so. Teleport. Mystic Master. Cool. And I think that's all I've got. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick reaction. Like I see him coming, like I've been looking at him the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes this like grand sweeping telegraphed move to come and swipe at me, and I'm gonna prepare myself while he's on his way and jumping up here to do a spell and teleport myself back down to the ground.
Elsewhere.
Okay.
Seven, 8, 7, 6, 9. Let's see, 8, 9, 17 with a D10.
17 with a D10.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you are gesturing to cast your spell, he is deceptively quicker than you thought at first, and he cuts you in the side. But since you were watching him the entire time, and your effect die is a D10, which matches his, you step down his effect die to a D8. So, he cuts it into your side, but only deals a D8 physical damage to you.
What was his total?
20.
Of course
You had a
it was.
20 and a D10. And that is his turn. And he will kick it to Black Panther.
Okay. I'm going to turn and shoot at Captain England.
We're not there.
You'll have to get back into town to do that.
Am I outside of town? I thought I was, like, set up somewhere high on top of...
You're down by the docks, and they're in the middle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go to the docks. I mean, the middle of town.
Okay. All right. And since you are the last to go this round, you get to choose who goes first. Oops. Who gets to go first at the top of the initiative?
How about the boats?
Okay. Blockade goes. They will continue to pelt the colony and add their D8 to the doom pool. So now the doom pool is at a D10, 3D8, and a D6. And the English blockade will kick it to Captain Marvel.
So now I'm back in town where all the action's going on, right?
Yeah.
So like what's directly in front of me?
Well, as you fly right back into town, you see Doctor Strange fighting a dude in full body armor with a sword, and down on the ground beneath him, in the streets, you see Havok let out this huge blast and knock down all these red coats that are all around him, who, for some weird reason, have no weapons.
So there's not really anybody that I immediately need to attack.
Well, there is one foe that is
Obviously stronger than everyone else.
there is one foe who is the most obviously powerful enemy on the field.
I would like to fly to him.
I wonder why.
And so you shall, and you shall get 1 experience.
Excellent. Okay. So, still a team?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I think so.
You're right.
No, but it is.
Nah, but it is, though.
I'm gonna use my attitude.
Your what?
My take charge attitude.
Okay. Move over, Doctor Strange. I got this.
I'm gonna step down my die and do 2 of them with my subsonic flight and my super strength.
Okay.
And combat expert. Okay. I rolled an opportunity.
Okay.
16
I will.
10.
What was it?
16 with an effect of 10.
Okay. I will go ahead and activate that opportunity to step up the D6 in the Doom Pool to a D8. So the Doom Pool is now sitting at a D10 and 4D8. And then I will roll Captain England's reaction. He is in a team. He is the champion of Britain. Godlike durability for his armor, or for him. Godlike durability for his sword. And combat expert. Okay. His reaction was a 17 and a D10. So, he barely noticed you coming, and he catches you by the arm and repositions you and maybe even throws you a bit towards Doctor Strange. He says, "More of you witch breed. I shall see all of you burned at the stake." And who do you want to kick it to? Cap, who do you want to kick it to?
Oh, sorry, I was making a snide comment. I'll kick it to Havok.
Okay.
All right. Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel on the roof, right?
Yeah.
And Captain Britain's on the roof, correct?
Captain England, but yes.
Or Captain England, correction. They're not united yet.
No.
Also, there's a difference. I got corrected by my English boss this week.
Between
About
Britain and England?
Well, about how English people do not like being called British.
Why
Like
is that?
he actively corrected me because I said something about him being British, and he's like, "I'm not British. I'm English. There's a difference." I'm like, well, all right, man. I'm sorry.
Well, all right.
Yeah, the British kingdom has fallen.
So saith we Americans.
Right?
So saith America.
I am going to create an asset for Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel, or attempt to, by blasting the roofing right below Captain England.
I'm going to create an asset by destroying the building they are standing on.
Who do you think you are? Wanda?
Go ahead, Craig. Finish what you're saying.
I'm just going to blast the roof right below Captain Britain.
All right, I got you.
To create unstable footing for him, because I know Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange can fly or levitate.
Okay. So instead of it being an asset for one of them, it would be a complication against him that they could use in their action against him. So it would be a complication.
That is true. I'm trying to create an asset because I get experience from that.
Oh, I see.
Well, you fail.
Let me look at your wording. Since I created Havok, I can give you.
Well, it's in the come have a cup of coffee with me.
Oh. Teams.
Here, I can put it in the chat for you real quick.
I got it.
I got it, man.
You perform support action for a hero that you have not been on a team with before, and you are successful. I will count you doing this complication against him as a support action, because the way you described it, you said you're going to complicate him so one of them can take advantage of it.
Right.
If it was, I'm going to do this complication against him so I can mess him up next turn, I would say no. But since you're creating complication that they can exploit, I'll let you do it.
Okay. So I'm going to gain another experience point for teaming with Captain Marvel, unless for some reason we've teamed in the past.
Well, are you wanting to hit the 3 XP mark?
Yeah, can I do only one, or I'd rather hit the 3 XP. Can I only hit one XP mark?
If it was 2 different milestones, I'd say yes, maybe.
Okay, but it's within the
same milestone. The 3 will outweigh the 1, so you'll just get 3 experience.
Okay. So it's going to be a D10 for team.
Okay.
A D10 for my plasma blast. A D8 for combat expert. You know what? I'm going to step up that plasma blast for another D10. And then it's going to be a D8 for something to prove, because I'm unproven with these people. I got a fear. No, that's not a 1. I have no opportunities.
Okay.
I am going to spend my last plot point to add a 3rd die to my total, so I'm at 0 plot points.
Okay.
My total is going to be an 18 with a D10 effect die.
Okay, 18 D10 effect. Alright, he will go. He is still in a team. He is still very lion-hearted. He will use his superhuman reflexes and his superhuman senses, so he'll add 2d8, and he will add a d8 for his acrobatic expert. So as he rolled 1 opportunity. So as the floor crumbles beneath him, he will try to avoid it. So he has a 8 and a d10. Since your effect die was much higher than his.
That's technically 2 step-ups.
Yeah. So you would give him a d12. Let's see, how would this work? So as you blast him, I suppose he tries to sidestep, but he doesn't do it quite in time, and the roof just collapses and he falls down, and the roof collapses on top of him. Let me see. And I think that whenever you create a complication like this, and it is a D12, I'm pretty sure that removes them from the scene. Creating complications. Well, maybe I was wrong. Oh well. we'll keep going with it because I want to get through this. So D12. Since you wanted him to fall, but you got an extraordinary success. You hit him, he fell, he got trapped underneath, and so he has a D12 trapped complication. He is trapped beneath the rubble.
Yay!
And who do you kick it to?
I'm going to kick it to this mob that's around me.
Okay. The mob will pick themselves up.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They will again charge at you, but their resolve is a little shaken after seeing their leader take a plummet. So they will use their Fort England distinction negatively, which will step up the doom pool to 2d10 and 3d8. But they are going to attack Havok.
Of course.
One
Who else would
opportunity.
they attack?
I've used my focus ability to give me some d8s, but I digress. So, they have a d12 and a d6 against you, Craig.
12 and a D6.
Yeah, 12 and a d6.
Okay. Apparently I'm still solo because nobody's helping me fight this group of people. We're all with Captain England. I'm going to just keep combating them just the good old-fashioned way. I'm actually going to use my something to prove, because apparently these guys won't stay down in a positive fashion. And I'm going to use my D10 get back reaction.
Okay.
I have one opportunity.
I will activate it. Step up a d8 to a d10. Now the
That
doom
gives
pool
me
is
a-
at 3d10 and a 2d8.
All right. What was their total again?
12 and a d6.
12 and a D6. All right, so my total is 8, but my effect die is a D8.
Okay.
So they get the extraordinary success, but my D8 steps them down, so it all reverts back to a D6. Does
Yeah.
it not?
So
Is that physical trauma or stress?
Yeah, physical stress. So you take a d6 physical stress from them climbing over you and punching you.
Stupid people punching me.
Seems like, I don't know, I just get these images of zombies in colonial wear.
Oh. They basically just swarm over Havok, and he disappears underneath like, why isn't anyone helping me? And that was the invasion force's turn. They will kick it to Black Panther.
Cool. I'm in town now.
Yeah, you arrive just as Havok disappears beneath the sea of redcoats.
Okay, I will help Havok.
All right.
Are you sure?
I think he's handling it.
He's fine.
I will use Buddy. I can't see Havok at all anymore.
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use my gun. Might as well.
You just want to use a gun.
I just want to use that. It's not great. Okay, I have a 7 and a D8. So not so great.
Okay. 7 and a D8. Well, they are wearing armor, so it protects them a little. And they feel very elite right now because they are beating the one dude that trapped Captain Britain. So,
Bastards.
All on the rear.
let's see. I have 3 opportunities. And my effect is a D12, no, a 12 and a D6. So you fire a few shots, but you might have been surprised as you rounded the corner and saw so many of them. And your shots aren't placed quite right, and they kind of bounce off of the folds in their armor.
Okay.
And who do you kick it to? You have Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, or Captain England himself.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
All right. I'm going to use the rubble to try and create yet another complication for him, just to keep him confined and where he's at and out of the fight. And I'll try to use my supreme sorcery to turn like the wood and rubble and like the roof and timbers and stuff like that into like I don't know, like these creature arms that'll hold him down.
Okay.
Keep him in place.
All right. And you can use that D12 trapped complication in your roll.
I'm useful! Hooray!
I did that for you!
Stop hitting me!
Maybe I should actually try and damage him.
Just Mystic Blast and use the rocks.
Big Bang Attack! Yeah, dude. Just fly up there and Final Flash him.
Yeah.
I can do that. I've been to that universe.
You haven't learned that move.
Dude, I taught him that move. Okay. Solo. Arcane Defender.
Hey, Phil, what's higher for you, solo or buddy?
Solo, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Havok is group higher for you? Highest?
Team is higher for me. It's
Yeah.
highest.
Stranger,
buddy.
You're wanting to go solo?
Yeah, I've been solo.
Okay, well, since you're capitalizing on Havok's complication that he used on him, you'll have to be buddy.
Okay.
That makes sense.
But it's a D12 assist, so it's not a...
Yeah. Going buddy. It's just a D8, no big deal. Earth Arcane Defender. D10 for Mystic Blast. Mystic Master. And D12 for the complication. Boom. All right. Go 15 total and a D12 effect.
What was it?
15 total and a D12 effect.
Okay. 15
Swing for
total.
the fences.
D12. All right. He is
Flames of the 14.
He is solo because he is cut off from everything.
Because he's on the ground.
Because he hurt.
He's going to use his distinction lion-hearted negatively because not feeling very proud like a lion right now. Of course, he has his godlike durability. His sword really won't do anything. And actually, I am going to activate his limit. His limit is Shaken Confidence. And what that does is I step down all of his otherworldly powers in order to step up the lowest die in the Doom Pool. So that steps up that last D8 to a D10, so I have 5 D10 in the Doom Pool.
Oh.
And he will
So
roll his
high.
reaction. Okay. He has a 14 and a D6.
Not enough.
So, you fly up above him. He's like, no, please, don't. Then you crack-a-doom.
Do you bleed?
And you just mess him up.
Yeah, dude.
He has a D12 stress, still conscious, but very messed up. And in your blast, I guess you'll use that complication up, so that's no longer there.
Cool.
Alright, and Dr. Strange, who do you kick to? Scarlet or Captain?
I guess I'll have to go with Scarlet.
Okay.
She's the only one back at the docks, right? Or is she back?
No, she's back in the middle of town.
Okay, cool.
Good, I've been sitting there playing Candy Crush. Jeez. Okay.
I'm crushing on your candy.
Oh, random side note. So I read an article today that a guy literally ruptured a tendon in his thumb because he played Candy Crush all day, every day for like 8 weeks. and apparently, the good part of this is he didn't feel pain until it like ruptured and he had to get like a 10-hour surgery to fix it. And so that's leading scientists to kind of better be able to study why people get video game addiction because it dulls pain, and they're looking into studying using video game therapy instead of pain pills.
Nice.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. So, what's your move?
Okay, so I come into the scene essentially in time to see Doctor Strange mess up Captain England, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so currently there's like a pile of soldiers on top of Havok.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the rubble that Captain England was trapped under. Is that still there or no?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Oh, let's see. What do I want to do? Feeling weird. Feeling like I'm going to do something weird.
You could either do an attack against Captain England and take him out, like knock him unconscious or eviscerate him and deal some trauma, or you could attack the people attacking Havok.
I mean, I'm Scarlet Witch. That's not all I could do.
You could ruin reality.
I could, just break buildings. Or construct a golem out of a house. which I'm leaning towards. But that would be a little absurd.
It would.
But really fun. Really, really fun.
It also would.
Okay, how many soldiers are on top of Havok currently?
10d6.
Still?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I wasn't killing anybody. I was just
Okay, so
distracting you.
I'm gonna hex bolt but area attack
Okay.
so that I can add like 10d6s to my roll.
Yeah.
So let
I
me
need cover.
find my bag of die. I can get out enough d6s. 1, 2. I don't have 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Oh my goodness, do I really just have 8 d6s?
I got 2 all on you.
You wanna roll 2 d6s for me?
I can. Is that what thou desires?
Okay, hold on, let me get all the roll. David,
Yeah.
would this be team or buddy? It'd be buddy, right?
Well, Black Panther is also working on these guys, so it would be team.
Oh, okay. Well, good, that works better for me, so. Okay. Team. How would I be able to use the distinction Daughter of Magneto?
You could use it in a social setting, but in this, I don't know.
I mean, I was talking just as a general sense. I wouldn't.
Oh.
I would be like,
It's-
so I'm the daughter of Magneto.
Yeah, so if you were trying to convince some people to do something and they knew of your history as Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, you could use that distinction negatively, as in they're not really listening to what I have to say, so it's a D4.
Okay.
Couldn't you use it in this aspect as trying to hurt humans? Which is
Yeah.
something very Magneto-esque.
I was thinking along the lines of like how to use it in a sort of battle scenario.
Yeah, so you could,
Essentially.
like Craig was saying, attacking humans is very reminiscent for some of your evil days.
That is true.
So
Okay,
that can
I'll do
either
that.
assist you, or it could give you some uneasy feelings, and it could give you a D4. It's up to you.
I'm gonna go with assist because I'm helping a friend.
Okay.
Okay. Hex bolt. And then combat. Plus my 8 million d6s. Alright, Craig, you ready to roll those 2?
I'm ready.
Alright, go for it. I have one opportunity.
Okay. I will activate it.
And you got a 5 and a 2 from me.
Okay. Then I'm going to go with a 13 and a d10.
13 and a D10.
Oh, and a d10. A 13 and 2 d10s, because they get to add.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, you get.
Well, you get to
effect
add one
die.
for. You get 10 effect die.
Yeah.
So you have a 13, and then D10, another D10.
Yeah.
What are your other 8 effect die?
I guess A, B, D6.
They all be d6s? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless I can step those up.
Unless you have an SFX that would allow you to do that.
I don't think so.
6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Their roll. No opportunities. By the way, I activate your opportunity, so you have one more plot point, and the Doom die is now a D12 and 4D10.
Cost Stop it.
They also use their distinction negatively because their leader is just getting
Almost dead.
warted. So now the doom pool is at a 2d12 and 3d10. And their reaction was a 9. And then a d8, a d6, d6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 4. Let's see.
Well, that guy screwed up.
They missed, or they failed. So, yeah, you got. I think you took out all of them with one hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So Scarlet Witch just blasts them, and they all scatter and go their different ways. And Havok's kind of in the crater, just, oh, what happened?
Hold on. Hold on, guys. Does this mean I aided a longtime friend that did not trust me in combat because I almost killed a bunch of people around Havok earlier?
Havok, did you not trust Scarlet Witch before this moment?
I have not trust Scarlet Witch since you brought down the building.
Yay! That means I get XP! I did it!
People didn't trust me!
I did it! Yay!
So what does that give you?
3 XP.
All right.
Just wait.
3 XP.
Yay! I did it. I don't know what XP does in this game, but yay, I did it!
We'll get to that.
Okay.
All right, and then you pass it to Captain England.
Right.
Okay. All right. Since I have 2d12 in the Doom Pool, I can now end this scene. So I will spend that 2d12, and I will narrate with some help from you how this scene ends. So, Scarlet Witch rolls up, and she just blasts the remnants of the army. And so, this is a very awesome spectacle, and you're all kind of standing around like, oh my gosh. And while you're standing around, Captain England gets to his feet, and no one notices him, and he charges at Governor Ananias Dare with his sword drawn to run him through. And while he's running towards him, he is shouting, "Die, you traitor to the crown of England!" Who will take the hit for Governor?
Dr. Strange will.
Okay. Dr. Strange, you take a D12 stress. So you step in the way. He gets you, and then as he gets you, Captain Marvel, I guess, will fly down and hit him on the back of the head, make him collapse. So, Dr. Strange, you saved the governor, and as you're all kind of gathering around like, oh my gosh, what happened? You hear a loud explosion from the bay. You turn, and you see this huge tidal wave where the ships used to be. And then you see something shoot out of the water, fly through the sky, and then smash into the middle of town. This hulking gray monster has just sweat and water dripping off of his body, and maybe some steam because he is so hot. Shreds of a purple tunic are all around his rippling muscles, and he stands up, and the Hulk says, "Hulk smash!" And he looks around, says, "It would appear there is nothing left to smash." So, seeing some familiar faces, he looks around all the carnage and says, "I see that the war has already ended. My journey to China took a little longer than I expected." This is the Hulk. He'll go on to explain that my dear friend Susan, what's her name?
Storm.
Yeah, well, I can't remember if she's Susan Storm. My good friend Susan Storm came to me in a vision and told me that something nefarious was happening here, and it is not just the attack that we see here, but something even more dire. Tell me, where is Sir Richard Reed and Lord Stark?
Reed Richards?
I do not know of a Reed Richards. I look for Richard Reed.
So did Hulk shrink back down to freezing?
No, he's still Grey Hulk.
Oh.
Yeah.
You find this Grey Hulk to be surprisingly verbose.
Yeah.
Impressive.
And also the Emperor of China.
I was really worried that we were gonna have to fight Hulk right now.
No.
That would not have been fun. We haven't run into Reed Richards, have we?
Mm-mm.
I didn't think so.
As you're all kind of looking around, the Witchbreed from the Javier Institute and those that were at the docks join you. They were fighting other people in the soldiers' army. They weren't just standing around being NPCs. That would be silly. But as they join you, Benjamin Grimm hears Richard Reed's name. He says, "You're looking for Richard?" Hulk says, "Verily." Thing says, "Well, a few months ago, whenever the earthquake started, he and Stark both left. He told Susan and Jonathan to go with Clea Strange, who is a longtime friend of ours, to another realm. He seemed really worried. He wanted me to go with him, but I wouldn't leave my dear friend here alone. I stayed, but he's been missing for some months. Him and that Iron Lord for some time."
Do you have any idea of what direction these earthquakes were coming from, or the direction they sought out to study them?
The governor speaks up and says, "Well, I would assume they're very close to town. I'm no man of science, but they must be nearby." And Hulk will stroke his chin in thought and say, "Well, while I was leaping here across your continent, I did see a very tall tower. Seemed very strange, built of a metal of some sort. It was, for lack of a better word, just stuck in the ground." Now, the heroes, their ears should perk up at the mention of a tower made of metal.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I was just letting someone smarter than me talk. Hulk, where was this tower at?
To the north of town. Follow me. And so, all the heroes of Roanoke and of not Roanoke follow Hulk through the forest for a short walk, and you come to a wide open clearing. Sure enough, in the middle of this clearing is a tower. Very, very similar to the exact same tower you saw in New York. Even from a distance away, you can see a man dressed in blue clothes stretching to impossible lengths all around the tower doing some work. And down at the base of the tower is a man in just a huge steampunk red and gold armor.
So not the thing I just posted?
Let me check. Just carrying some pieces of equipment. So, as you come upon this scene, Sir Richard Reed and Lord Anthony Stark turn around and greet you. Although they
Hold on, David.
are very surprised with some of you. Go ahead.
On the way to north of the town, I want to have a little conversation with Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Thank you for saving me back there. It didn't look good for me.
If we don't work together, we're never gonna figure out what's going on. You've helped me before as well. It was really nothing special. But you're welcome.
No, it means something to me, and where we may have been on different footing in the past, I forgive you of the faults that I perceived against me or the people we have tried to help. I just wanted you to know that I thank you for all you have done.
Well, that means a lot to me as well. Thank you. For trusting me again. I understand that I don't have the best track record. Yes.
And Scarlet Witch gets 10 experience, and her "it wasn't my fault" milestone is capped.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Boom.
Look at you, Craig.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Hey, ever since you did it, I was looking for a way to set you up for that.
Yes.
You went from having 0 experience at the beginning of this playthrough, or at the beginning of this episode, to having 13 in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
All right. Okay.
Now I just have to hit on someone and then, alter reality because of it.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Go get all your milestones.
Yeah.
If this machine don't alter reality first.
So,
Getting
who wants
back
me to alter reality for them?
Getting back to the machine, you walk up to the tower. Mr. Fantastic and the Lord of Iron are there, and they walk to greet you. Does anyone want to ask any questions or anything like that?
So what exactly is this tower?
My dear sister Wanda. This tower, well, to be true, it isn't my idea or Lord Stark's idea. Rather, the idea came to us. It was brought to us by I'm not a very religious man, but a fiery angel. She brought us this plan and told us of the earthquakes that would soon plague our land and how the war was just a distraction and that the earthquakes were the real problem. And so she told us of this, and then she gave us the location of a cave. Inside the cave, we found these directions. He stretches back, and he brings this really ancient-looking scroll. And it just has instructions on it on how to build this tower. But Mr. Fantastic continues, we found this, and Lord Stark and I began working on it immediately, and we have just completed it, and we are about to activate it.
I think it's time we tell you a story.
Very well.
Well, I'm not Sister Wanda. My name is Wanda, and I am like the Sister Wanda you have, but we're not from this time. We have no idea what's going on. We are from several hundred years in the future, and we also encountered one of these towers, and we woke up here. I don't think that activating this tower would do anything very good, unless it sent us back, but it could just send us further back in time, or to a different dimension again, or to multiple different dimensions, or mess this dimension up. We have no idea what it's going to do. Did she tell you what was going to happen, or did she just say, hey, build this and do something?
Well,
Do you have any information at all other than just plans to build it?
Well, she came to us before the earthquakes even started and told us that they were coming, and they did come, and we began building this tower that she gave to us, and she assured us that this tower would stop the earthquakes.
But at what cost? Do you know what the point of the earthquakes are? Do you know what's causing the earthquakes?
Well, in our gathering of materials, we did find a very large crater miles from this location. I would assume that is where the earthquakes are. That is the epicenter of our earthquakes.
Steven, didn't you see a crater?
Yes, we saw a crater out in Kansas, I believe.
Are you saying that this angel who brought us the plans is... and Lord Iron in the background says, "We've been had, Sir Reed. I had a bad feeling about this from the start."
It was a woman, right?
Yes, a woman. She was breathed in fire, that's why I assumed she was a fiery angel.
Why not assume she was a demon?
I suppose, now that I think about it, and that could have been a possibility.
Because Johnny started.
Johnny!
So I assume, then, that we will not be activating this tower until we know further what exactly it will do.
I think that may be a wise decision.
And Hulk cracks his knuckles and say, "I, for one, am all for smashing the tower."
Steven.
It's not a bad idea.
Steven. Doctor Strange.
That'd be Phil.
Yeah.
What do you think is a possibility of us getting back if we smash this tower?
We really have no idea the capabilities of this tower at all. All we know is that once it was activated, we ended up here. But you're right to be concerned that if we mess with technology we have no idea about, we could end up even farther away from home, farther away from our own time or even our own dimension.
As you're talking, the earth beneath you shakes. Another earthquake. After you've all steadied yourselves, Lord Iron says, well, if this machine is not going to stop the earthquakes, then we need to find something that will. And Sir Reed responds and says, yes, maybe it has something to do with the crater a small distance from here.
I think investigating that crater could be of good service to us.
Okay.
What did you
Sure,
find
we'll
when
find
you were
something.
at the crater?
I, with my body like water, went down as far as I could, but the hole in the crater is impossibly deep. It goes deep beneath the earth, too far for someone like me to get down there. Maybe someone who could endure the pressures of such. Being that far in the earth could delve deeper, but whatever or whomever made this hole is impossibly powerful.
So it's less a crater and more just a giant hole to the center of the earth, essentially.
For lack of a better word, yes.
I could use my my sorcery, maybe travel there astrally to get a better look and see what's going on.
Strange.
Let's go to
What, David?
As you're walking to the crater, go ahead. Go ahead, Craig.
Strange. After we last clashed with the Phoenix Force, tore itself from our world, the fiery woman sounded a lot like Jean when she was possessed. Could this be the Phoenix Force trying to reassemble itself?
It could be. There are so many people out there we've known with the power over pyrokinesis, and even
But the projection to other people. And the foreknowledge. It
sounds like someone who dealt with it in our time and came back. That's what it sounds like to me.
I've seen demons of all shapes and sizes, with knowledge from the beginning to the end of time.
Just be careful. You should include Wanda with your mystic ritual to better protect yourself.
It's just astral projection. It's not really a ritual.
Try the hell here.
I'm just saying, Stephen, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be safe. We have no idea what this is. It sent us here. Have you ever experienced something like that before?
Only in passing.
So,
is this what we want to do?
you arrive at the hole, and I suppose, Dr. Strange, you want to astral project yourself down?
Yeah, unless anybody's got a better idea or a better way to check out what's down there.
I mean, it would be much less safe for one of us to fly down there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to astral project yourself down?
Yeah.
And this Black Panther just wants to shoot down the hole.
Honey.
One option.
Alright. You get to the hole. I'm trying to speed through because a guy just came in and said we're closed. So, astral project yourself. You go down. It goes down for fathoms and leagues. Indeed, impossibly deep. It goes down to the base of the tectonic plates that America is situated on. And as you get down there, you see two giant palm prints on two tectonic plates.
Mm-hmm.
You judge that whatever came down here grabbed the tectonic plates and pushed them apart, thus making these earthquakes. Whatever it was isn't there anymore. So, you come back up, relay that information to them, and as you're all thinking it over, Hulk says, it would seem that this is a matter for someone of brute strength and force. I am lacking in neither. I do not know if I can survive being in the center of the earth, but surely I can survive long enough to push the plates back together in their original position.
Let Wanda and I take care of this.
Yes, you stay.
Huh.
We
Very
don't
well.
need
You're
to
the Emperor of
risk our lives
China
again.
right now. People need you.
Being the emperor is only so fascinating. Very well.
Go hang out with Genghis Khan. You'll be fine.
Work your magic then.
Literally and figuratively.
So, I will lend my seemingly endless sorcery and mystical powers to the chaos magic of Miss Wanda Maximoff to
Okay.
try and alter this reality, I guess, to make it so this crater doesn't exist and the plates are together and there's no space.
Right.
Everything's kind of back to normal.
Okay. So are you including her in a mystic ritual?
No,
Oh.
we're just doing it near each other, helping one another to do a singular thing.
I guess you don't get 3 XP then.
I get 5.
Oh.
We're haggling.
So you're at 4 experience. You do this mystic ritual. You close it. It disappears. No more earthquakes. As everyone's doing the little Ewok dance from Return of the Jedi, suddenly a very strange-looking thing appears where the crater was. It's like a knot of light trying to untangle itself. A few of the Roanoke citizens see this and say, "Oh, look, it's that." Reed gets very close to it and is looking at it and says, I haven't seen this since that day. You say you are from a different reality, correct?
Right.
Yes.
Well, our reality was once very normal, much like I assume yours would be, but a traveler from another realm brought trouble with him. He claimed to be a Captain America, although I do not know what America is. But it wasn't until we found something very similar to what we see here and opened the portal and he returned to his own time that did our problems stop. So I would conjecture that this is a portal perhaps back to your world as well. Alright, so as we speed play this, you open up the portal, you say your goodbyes to your Roanoke friends, and you step through. You step through, you find yourself in the complete opposite of what you were in. You find yourself in a very chrome, scientific, high-technology place. There are alien writings everywhere, alien to you. You walk through, everything is big, impressive, unknown to you. And then you come to a window that spans the entire wall. You look out of the window and you see Earth, or rather, a gray-scaled Earth. In every way, like yours, but without color. You are seeing it from the perspective of the moon. And as you're all staring at it, you hear footsteps behind you and you turn, and the Watcher stands before you. The Watcher looks down at all of you and says, "Heroes of Earth 616, we have much to discuss." And that is the end of issue number 4. If we weren't so crunched for time, I would kind of give you his little speech, but it seems that we've run out of time, and this will be a perfect cliffhanger and something for us to start issue number 5 on.
That's a perfect David ending.
All right. Well, we will leave his speech for next time, and we will see you then. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. Adios, muchachos.